Hi, I'm Kat, and this is today's tarot. The opening card that we have for today is the Queen of Pentacles. The challenge that we are facing today is the Queen of Cups. The way we're going to get through that challenge is the major arcana of the Strength card, and the overall outcome is the Seven of Cups. Let's go ahead and jump into today's tarot. So we're opening the day looking at our material security, focusing on our career, our life path, and kind of how far we've come along those lines. The challenge that we're looking at, being the Queen of Cups, is that what we've been focusing on for material security may not have been creating emotional security for us. And so we're finding that our emotions are challenging in that sense, and it can be difficult, particularly in Western culture, because emotions have been given this kind of bad rap in any situation, like feelings in general, unfortunately, even though we evolved as human beings to have emotions. So how we're going to get through the challenge is actually working with the Strength card. Now, the Strength card is a major arcana. This card is all about our heart. It's a Leo ruled card, which rules the heart and governs over the heart. And so it's important to realize that, where we feel called to act and where we feel called to move and where we feel called to be still is really going to shape how we get through this situation. Because we have almost like this two different forces of active earth and active water in opposing energies. And what's so interesting is that we actually have currently the moon in Capricorn and the sun in Cancer. So we actually have those two energies happening right now in the sky at night astrologically. So we actually have a full moon in those two energies of these two cards, which means that we're seeing a lot. There's a lot that's coming to the surface. There's a lot that's being revealed, and how our work-life balance is affecting our home life or vice versa. And so that's something that we're getting a closer look at today. The Strength card comes in because it comes ultimately down to, like, where does your heart feel open? Where does it feel excited? Where does it feel encouraged? Is it feel creative? Because that's Leo energy, and that it governs the heart and how you shine in and through any situation. So how do you show up and where do you want to show up? That's where we're working with. That's what we're working with during this full moon. We also have Mars as a planet in the sign of Leo, which, as I said, rules this card. And consider that Mars is a planet of warrior-like energy. It's the person that sees wrongdoing happening in the field over there, and they are called to action. They are called to engage. And so there's something within you in some area of your life that is having that Mars energy in the area of Leo in your own natal chart, that's stirring something, that's calling something to action, and it's a matter around the heart or something that you feel really strongly about, creative wise, that's part of who you are. So it's some work that we're working with today. The overall outcome is the Seven of Cups. So this card is all about illusions of happiness. It's having 7 cups. If you were to place yourself in a position where you have 7 different cups in front of you, and you are imagining, perhaps a possible path that you feel called to move toward or feel really attracted to. And the illusion of happiness is like, once I attain this thing, I'm going to be happy everly after, right? And it ignores the reality that everything is shifting, just like every waterway. Like, no waterway is consistently the same throughout the year. It's always changing. It's always transforming. And in a lot of ways, so are our emotions and how we feel about situations, and how we, move through situations. But we can get stuck when the mind identifies with emotions and tries to pin them against the wall and understand them and you know, can be critical, self-critical around how we feel about something, or even dismissive around how we feel around something, even though ultimately it is shifting and it is changing form constantly, just like the waterways do throughout the world. You know, they move, they travel, they shift. And so this is reminding us to not kind of bait ourselves into a situation that ultimately isn't in alignment with who we are, not to have illusions around emotional concerns. You know, like if your spidey sense is uneasy about something and you're trying to convince yourself it's okay, that may not be a good idea. It's best, you know, in my humble opinion, to actually go inward and listen to the body and listen to how that experience resonates on your own internal tuning fork, so to speak. Because that's when you can know which out of any of these different options and situations is the best one for your own health and emotional being and life path, and ultimately, you know, what brings you both material security and emotional security at the same time. We have right now both the moon, as I said, in Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn. So we have this, you know, conjunction of sorts with those energies around our essence and transformation. So a lot of us have been going through a process or a kiln of some sort in the last few years, and particularly in the last couple of months, a type of pressure cooker of sorts. And a lot of energies are starting to move. There's a lot of retrograde energies that are giving us time to review, almost like a slingshot that's like pulling us back before we propel forward. So make sure you put your attention into the place of possibility rather than limitation, and allow the universe to reveal to you what your next step is, because full moons do light the path. They've actually helped me many times find my way home, quite literally, because they have lit my path and I've been able to find it. So I wish you well on this full moon, and I send you so much love. I will see you again soon. Bye for now.